Okay, we can call to order this week's meeting for the Recreation Commission for the Town of South Kingstown. Present here is myself, Sean Johnson. John Hanson Finn is not here today. Joanne Blessing, Matthew Frazier, so joined with Rex Everly, Terry Murphy, and Lena Keekback. Anybody have a chance to look at last month's minutes?
I did. I'll make a motion to approve.
I can second that. Motion by Joanne, seconded by John. All in favor to approve last month's minutes?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. So moved. We can go ahead and rearrange our schedule a bit since we have visitors today. You guys are the Wakefield Village Association, correct?
Yes.
So moving to new business number 2 under G, facility use and fee waiver request with WVA for special use of Saugatucket Park for river fire events. July 10, 24, August 7, and 21st, including food vendors, live entertainment, and an enclosed beer garden. So, more information.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Okay.
let us know.
Just, so we have the WVA representatives here this evening with us, and they have requested again this year facility use of Saugatucket Park for their river fire events. As you recall, last year the commission authorized use of the park, and the WVA did a great job with entertainment and food vendors, coordinated river fire on both sides of the river, which went very well by all accounts. They're back again this year and have proposed 4 evenings at Saugatucket Park. I think one of the biggest changes is that they're requesting an enclosed beer garden on the side of the entertainment so that folks can take part in maybe having beer and then also enjoying the live entertainment that's in the park. They are aware that this goes up to the town council level for a permit, a special event permit and liquor license. I think it's a Class F, it's a 24-hour liquor license. And so they are here to first present to the Recreation Commission because it's under your purview to, first of all, approve the special use of the park. Secondly, if you have any questions or want further discussion on the beer garden, certainly you can pose your questions. And Rex and I are aware of the setup. There's a layout within your packets that shows how the event will be laid out, and we are aware that the proposal is to fence basically the entire perimeter of the park to keep the beer garden enclosed within the entire park.
Right.
Similar to how the trifecta event was done. I think it's this.
I think I got that.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
They're two-sided. And they have, so that is probably the biggest logistical piece of this, is ensuring public safety and,
Yeah.
whatever is needed for the liquor license and the activity for the evening. And
Will the school be demoed before then?
No, the Wakefield Elementary School will not be demolished before then. I know because we have a theater camp that's happening at the school this summer. Rex, anything I forgot you want to add?
No, I think that pretty well covers it. We do have fencing that would be made available for the event. We have it in stock, temporary construction fencing.
Porta johns and trash and the like. The committee is well aware of what's required there. Obviously, insurance is also required, which they've provided, and now it's a matter of we support the recreation department, and the town has historically supported WVA in their efforts in terms of bringing economic development into the town and really creating a very community-based, friendly, open and free event. And you'll be also coordinating in conjunction with Contemporary Theater, or?
Well, we're doing it on Friday nights this year, so they're actually having their own shows on Friday nights. So we're making sure that sound is directed away from them. I know that we are coordinating. One of the events will be with Tiger Patrick with Purple Heart. We're going to be, honoring, that we have to meet with him. And then another one when the theater is there, the children's theater. They're going to be kind of there before, which is great because then all the parents and the kids will hopefully stay and participate in River Fire as well. So, the more the merrier.
So you all need to decide to support it,
Yeah.
approve it.
I want to hear a little bit more about how the beer garden will work from a safety perspective, but generally speaking, we don't allow beer on park premises.
Correct, that's correct. And that's another reason they're here first before town council.
Yeah, are they, just the bartenders are all trained and certified?
I'll let John.
Sorry, hi, I'm John, I'm, owner of Birch and Bay.
Oh, great.
So we, we've been working with the VA to try and coordinate this. We thought being new, be a great opportunity to kind of work together with them and help, continue to build all the great things going on down here. It would be no different than how we operate in our restaurant. Basically, all the bartenders and staff are tip certified. There'll be managers, supervisors, and everyone there as well to help coordinate that. We've done plenty of events such as the Reggae Fest on the premise and the Oktoberfest. Obviously, this is in a lot lower scale than that, less people. But being that we're right there, we just suggest and coordinate it with everyone, see if that would work out for you guys.
Is the idea for people to come into the garden and stay inside the tent area for drinks, or would they travel with alcohol?
Yeah, how's that
So
gonna
we
work?
originally thought that, and then everybody was like, well, then how do we chase our children around the park? So that's when it was suggested that, I believe it was done also at the 300th Art Festival, because I was there with one of the tents, and I believe they had it all sectioned off with the orange fencing, and people were just walking around with the beer. And I don't know, we had kind of discussed, we had a separate meeting, that maybe it makes sense that anybody is of age, maybe they have like a wristband or something like that, just to identify, make sure there's no kids or anybody younger.
That would be recommended.
Previous
Yeah.
events had a fence, right? I mean, it was a fence that enclosed the entire park.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct?
You're right.
Which is
You guys
what we
doing
would
that as well?
require.
Yes.
You are
That's
doing that, okay, so you can control
Yes.
people coming in, but the event itself is free, it's just controlling who's,
Yeah, no walking around
Fine.
outside of the fence with that. We also will have police duty as
Yeah.
well.
Police duties, and you'll have people at the gates?
Yes, we can arrange for that as well.
and how is the coordinating with the contemporary theater going? Because you got Birch and Bay here, and then you got the contemporary theater who has their own shows and their own bar, and then the Saugatucket.
Yeah. So Stephen is a very active part of the WVA. He's just not here because he has surgery. Yeah, so we coordinate everything with him. He's great. Yeah, and then we talk to our sound guy because we have a big truck that comes in with a stage for all of the entertainment. And we talked about making sure that the sound is heading opposite of their venue. So, and he'll do sound checks, make sure we go in the theater, make sure it's not upsetting them because we love them.
What about
So.
outside shows? Do their Shakespeare Park outside shows start?
those are
They have
Wednesday and
shows on the
Sunday.
patio.
Yeah, they're not.
Is there-
It would not conflict with that.
Because they're outside, yeah, that'd be a concern.
The ones that
right?
are doing are inside on Friday nights.
Okay.
So.
I mean, and you mentioned the 300 events that we've had and a couple others with alcohol, but it's been exceptions, right? This is,
Yes.
Not something that take lightly, as you can
Right.
see from a lot of the questions that we're getting. Nor do we want to set this up as a precedent where it's just, every time there's an event, we're going to get alcohol. Well, we don't need alcohol
Right.
every single time that there's an event. So I guess that's my question. Last year, it sounds like it was a success. I did go to one of them. It was great. Is this sort of your natural evolution of this event, is to introduce?
Yeah, I think that
beer
was one
garden?
of the biggest throwbacks, as everybody was saying, I'd like to have a beer while I'm watching my children and listening to music, or have a
Yeah.
glass of wine, and so we got a lot of feedback on that. We did try to do it at the Contemporary Theater, but it did not pan out well, because we had to, again, confine everybody to that patio.
Yeah.
And they could only run, I guess they were only allowed to do alcohol when they're running a show, and then some of their shows didn't pan out, and it just didn't flow very well,
Right.
so.
I will also say, sorry,
Sure.
that we did participate last year, we did the food. We had a tent with our logo on and everything, 'cause it was right before we opened, well, a few months before we opened, and, that was one of the big requests we had as well, which is part of the reason why we're trying to suggest this, see if that's a possibility or not.
It's a very mellow crowd. It's not, like, I haven't been to Reggae Fest, but I'm gonna say that it's not like a Reggae
Yeah,
Fest crowd. It really is a family
Family
event, and it's a
event.
family crowd, and, you know, it's really about, you know, someone having a beer or a glass of wine, and things like that to be a part of, you know, of the evening, while they're listening to the band.
Is CTC, are they doing a Ren Fest
Yes.
this
A
year
what
again?
fest?
Renaissance Fest?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
that's in- that's in
actually
here, too.
on the-
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
It's-
it's, in August, is it?
Oh, it is.
It's in August, yeah, the end of August.
Oh, it's right here.
Yep.
Okay. Are they asking for alcohol as well?
No.
They're not,
Well, they can serve it in there.
okay. Yeah.
No, the way the world is right now, people just need a drink.
I would, if I may.
Sure, yeah.
If the commission is inclined to approve, for a beer garden, excuse me. It'd be a very single, one time only, this is not policy, excuse me.
Not
Yeah,
policy, yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exception
Yeah,
request.
so what she's getting at, it wouldn't be, all right, in perpetuity,
Right.
this is, River Fire's allowed to have a beer garden.
And we are voting for all 4 dates, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have any other thoughts, opinions, concerns?
You know, just I think they've answered a lot of questions, just as far as any of the openings, the entrance for the public. I would assume you plan on having people stationed at those entrances, obviously.
Yeah, we can also put signage up,
Card.
you know,
Yeah.
no alcohol beyond this point, things like that, if that's helpful.
It's helpful,
I mean,
it's
yeah.
important, yeah,
Yeah.
I would definitely consider that, like
Okay.
just, you know, where it's corralling,
Yeah.
controlling, I guess.
Yeah, my concern is for safety and that, I mean, Rex and Terry will be more helpful, but that all the gates are, you know, secured and that people are legitimately carded and watched and maybe identified as being carded. There's kids amongst all the adults who are drinking, and I just am concerned about
Yeah.
things being safe and secure. And I don't want
As us as well,
kids
obviously.
sneaking.
Yeah.
It's very easy in a group atmosphere to pass beer
Yeah.
to someone else, and I find that part a little difficult to control. So that's my concern.
Even to-
I hear that. I think unless the crowd were probably 3 times what it was last year.
Yeah.
I know that the 2 policemen that, you know, it's a fairly small park. They had a very, very good handle on the size of the crowd that was there. I think if there were bracelets,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for 2 policemen, it would be fairly
Yeah.
straightforward for them to be watching for anyone drinking without a bracelet.
Right.
But bracelets are important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do want that.
like
we do want
fluorescent-
Say
the
fluorescent
gates.
pink or something for them
So
to
as
wear.
soon as somebody were to buy a beer, they would get a bracelet.
They would
Correct,
have to
yes.
get a bracelet before they purchase
Yes, it is.
beer.
Yeah.
And I guess my other question, is it limited to like just beer or just beer and wine or something? 'Cause
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
And we also want to support local, right, John?
Sure, of course, yeah.
Support local, you know, local brewery, local
Right.
wine.
Yep.
Beer, wine, like high noons, things like that.
Who's next?
So,
No.
anything like the
high noons or the like sun cruisers, those are technically vodka based, so that does not fall under beer and wine. A malt beverage such as a White Claw or a Truly does, and like on the sense side of the liquor law. If there's
Right.
restriction to that, we can definitely be strict beer and wine, or include some of those canned items or not.
Yeah, it's not full bar, but I think it's important to know that it's beer, wine, and malt beverages.
Correct. So we can do whichever
Sun cruiser.
option.
Yeah.
And last year you had them on Thursday evenings, is that correct?
We did, yes.
Do you anticipate Friday nights to be busier or more crowded?
We're hoping.
Is that the idea of moving it to a
Yes.
Friday night to draw more people
Yes.
in?
And people don't have to, you know, necessarily get up and go to work the
Work
next
next
day.
day, yeah.
So,
And this is a fundraiser, right?
no, it's free for the community, yeah. We do need to get
We will be
sponsorship in order to
fundraising.
run it because it's very expensive.
The sponsors, what does that look like? How, is that signs? Is that?
So there's a plethora of things that you could do. So we are looking for stage sponsors for the events. We're going to be selling T-shirts this year, so we hope that to get all the sponsors on the back of T-shirts. We have like we did Halloween stroll, not just Riverfire, but Halloween stroll and some of the other ones. We've had horse-drawn carriage rides and things like that. So, and bouncy house, and everything costs money. So, you know, paying for the police detail and the porta potties and all of that. So we have a sponsorship packet that actually we finally just, you know, finished up, and we're going to be going door to door. If anybody's interested, there it is.
Sponsorship packet, we do have this information right here. We're going to be going out, starting later this week to businesses in the area to ask in person what the interest would be to be part of the sponsorship. So,
Please help us.
Yes.
You guys have any concerns with sponsorship stuff?
No,
We're really
not for
Right.
this.
Yeah. Okay. No permanent signs. No.
No, exactly.
Big banners that we're gonna leave there all summer long.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. Yeah.
We do actually, so I spoke with, I think I spoke with Rich and Luke about this, but I still have to contact Rich again. I did speak with, do you know Tiger Patrick?
Oh sure.
Yeah, when we found out that we were going to be on the same night, so we're coordinating that together, and I happened to ask him when I was on the phone with him about the DOT sign that he has over by CVS and Starbucks that he puts up. So he
Banner
actually,
across.
Yeah.
so he actually contacted them for us and got the approval for us to do a Riverfire banner. He's like, oh, you can use all of my stuff, and he's sending the information, and I just have to get, I was actually gonna call you, I think you were Rich, I'm not sure, it might be Rich, but anyway, I have to call to get Lance to see if he can put it up, but he said we can put it up for the month of June and part of July before he puts up.
Where
this
is that?
banner. It goes on Main Street between CVS and Starbucks.
Oh. Okay.
There's poles down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Lance's bucket truck, go through Rich on that.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's what we said, I had to just contact to coordinate that, but we're excited about being able to get that up for a little while.
So Terry, generally speaking, alcohol is not allowed in parks, and I know we have made exceptions. What exceptions have you made? What criteria? is
For the
appropriate?
300th anniversary,
So that was the
committee, that was, the most recent one. There were two of them. I think that's it,
300th anniversary, is it? Okay.
yes.
So this would be a big change for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It would be, that's why I don't think it should be a blanket.
Yeah, definitely.
This could be a trial thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly, you're before us. We're grilling you with questions, right? This is not sort of a check the box
It's okay.
thing. This is something
Yeah.
that we definitely
Yeah.
take seriously, right? So, and we didn't do alcohol at the beach events last year, right? So, yeah, it's not just Saugatuck, it's any park in town.
And the legality of it is checked through. I mean, I think of like Newport Folk Festival and their beer areas, like you can only drink in the beer areas, you know. But I don't know if that's Newport law or it could well be that it is.
It has to be fenced in. So
Yeah.
originally.
But I mean, you can't go on to the festival grounds. Like if people have beer and they go into the beer
Oh, I see.
beer area and drink and then come back out. I don't know if that's you know.
I think that kind of was the problem that we ran into last year when we were trying to do it over the Contemporary Theater, because they were stuck on the patio and everybody was over at the other park, and we had somebody there saying, no, you can't leave, and they're like, my family's over there, so, so that's why, we kind of got those.
But originally, we thought, the idea was a smaller section of the park.
Right.
Correct? That would have been fenced in
Right.
with.
And then it popped up that, oh, well, how are they gonna watch their children if their children are like running around playing the games or on the bouncy house and everything else, if they're, confined to the smaller area, so.
I mean, if you wanna, there's 4 dates here. Do you wanna see how the first 1 or 2 go? Do you want a caveat in there that says you reserve the right to, shut down, revoke that part of the permit if for some reason it gets out of hand or there's something.
Yeah,
that goes wrong.
first 2 dates, first date or 2 could be a pilot.
Yeah.
The other
Like a
thought
pilot, we've
is-
done that in the past.
The other thought I had is, we can talk to the chief, and if he thinks 2 officers is fine, or maybe for the second one, maybe they want 3 officers. We can also, adjust if we need to adjust.
You might have
Sorry.
talked about this. How big is this fenced-in area gonna be? Are you thinking the whole park, or just the bar area, the bounce house, the playground, the stage, all of it, some of it? What are you thinking about where the fencing will go?
Well, I was speaking with Luke, and we were talking about on High Street,
Yeah.
Park side, obviously, and then across Wakefield School, right? And then you would know better because of the other fence.
Basically, if you look at the park, the perimeter of the walkway.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
but not the playground then?
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that matter to all of you?
Well, I mean, it's so close to the playground, they could stand on the other side of the fence.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would suggest that the fenced, the beer area not include the playground.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would be at the bottom of the hill, basically following right outside the perimeter of the walking path.
Yeah.
Over to the riverbank on one side, around the park, and over to the riverbank on the other side, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Not include the basketball area.
Okay.
The other change this year is, last year the food trucks were up at the school parking lot, and they weren't as busy, I think, as they would have been because they were kind of out of sight. This year, we're bringing them down into the park, and I think that's important too, with having a beer garden that really has food in people's spaces as well, to keep them eating. It will just be a beer garden and no food in their sight.
Oh, where are you putting the porta johns?
They go up in the parking lot at the school.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
And
The Ren Fest last year, they were like right behind the memorial, and I was just
Oh,
out of that. It was not
Yuck.
something
No.
told myself to remember next time, but now that I'm here, I'm remembering that. Yeah, so that's good.
So, sorry, back to the fence thing. You had mentioned, while we're chasing our kids around, it'd be great to have a beer. I do agree.
Yeah.
But if the kids are heading to the playground, the adults can't go. And I'm thinking, 5 or 6 o'clock, there might be some littles that want to go explore the playground. But that's still okay with you if the adults are still within the fence in the main part of the park. Those adults aren't going to be able to follow up to the
Yeah.
playground.
I mean, we will have a bouncy, 2 of the events will have a bouncy house as
Okay.
well, so I guess they can tell their kids to play on the
So,
bouncy
okay, so you
house.
thought that one through, okay.
We're
Parents
also-
will have to divide and conquer too.
Sure.
Yeah.
We're used to that.
And it's
Yeah.
adults with a beverage.
Yes.
It's not all
Right.
adults.
Yeah.
We're also
True.
we're also planning for, we're working with the, police and fire to do touch a truck
Mm.
event, and then, hopefully ROTC will have climbing wall and military vehicles at another one, so.
Sounds fun.
And I agree, John, I don't think we have to make it like that a parent has to have access to alcohol every second that they're
Right.
around.
Just making sure that those.
They also need to take care of their children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would there be space to put like a long table and chairs near that area? So it's like, you can play over there, I can have a seat.
I don't want barriers where we'll just make it
Yeah.
reasonable.
I'm open to any opinions that you all have for sure, but if if there's bracelets and it's not the fence with one or two clear openings, but the police officers are adults, and the sign for no alcohol on display, and I'm also worried about just trash in the neighborhood as well.
We have trash service as well.
If awesome, if that, I'm open to it, provided that you all are.
And what's the cutoff time on the bar?
9 p.m.
9.
5 to 9, is that correct? Yeah. I am not really a fan of bringing alcohol into the parks, quite honestly. I feel like I would like to keep that and honor that rule. However, we did do it for the 300th anniversary as a special occasion, and I might be willing to try it for one night, but I am not, because I feel like we're gonna head down a slippery slope. If we start here, how many more events are we going to ask about bringing alcohol in, and will it become normalized? And the parks are really a place for safe, healthy community gatherings, and alcohol isn't a great part of that vision. So that is why I feel the way I do. That's just expressing my opinion. I don't know if
Yeah.
anybody else has that.
Valid.
I mean, I'm supportive of it. I like the idea of maybe the first 2 dates as a pilot. You're right, slippery slope. The other thing that I worry about is other area restaurants that are all around there. Suddenly we're serving food, we're serving alcohol.
So we do go to any of our restaurants that have food trucks, so Duck Press, like they're all asked first if they would like to, because obviously we don't want to, cut them out as well. So yeah, so Duck Press is has been our vendors in the food truck in the past. So don't worry, we're not cutting them out.
Virgin Bay will be
Yes.
the beer garden.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, and that's, I was asking about the contemporary theater as well.
Amen.
Can I try a motion on and see if you all like it?
Go for it.
Okay, may I make a motion to approve the 4 dates with the understanding that we'll revisit the beer garden at our July 15th-ish meeting, or July meeting. Is that sound okay to read? Or is that the one we don't have a meeting?
Oh, no, we have a meeting in July.
The timing would work, right?
I think
We
we'll
would
have
have had the
one.
first one,
We'll
yeah.
have one at that point, yeah.
Just trying to get to my, July would be the 20th. July 20th is the next, would be the,
All right, and then later that week would be night 2.
Yeah, exactly. So if there were problems or complaints from the first, then we could revisit it.
Motion by John,
I'll second the motion.
second by Matt. Do we want to do an up and down vote?
you may want to take the roll call.
Roll call vote, that's what I mean. Yep. All right, I'll go first. Aye for me.
for me.
Nay for Joanne. John?
I think an aye for.
Aye for John.
Good.
Okay.
And
And aye
just
for
to
Matt.
have, just with the qualification that you guys have had such, so many great events for the town and supported new business and, but yeah, keep it close.
Yeah, I definitely support the community group, which is Leary. So I think if we can revisit it after the July 10th, that would be helpful.
So you're approving the first one for alcohol for the beer garden, and you're not, and you're gonna revisit.
Correct, that was the motion. Right.
The motion is to approve the park for 4 dates, but with the alcohol permit, it's for the first date.
For the first one, and then the next meeting we'll revisit for July 20th and vote again.
It depends.
it's tricky, it's
This
tricky.
does go to the town council, and so the town council has the purview to override
Right.
the rec commission, but it's the rec commission's
Yeah,
basic,
our
your recommendation
Yeah.
for the first date to be approved.
I think maybe to add, we meet on the 20th. If we're gonna approve, we should probably approve the first 2 dates, because if we all of a sudden meet on the 20th and tell them on the 21st, well, if you just ordered,
Right.
Worried about
a couple of
That's not enough
$1,000 worth
notice.
of alcohol for the event 3 days later, it would be
Too short.
damaging for them to
Wanna
have to
amend your motion?
find that out on short notice.
I think so, yeah. If that's most fair, I do want to amend it then, yeah.
So the motion's amended for July, to approve July 10th and 24th for alcohol. All 4 dates for the event, just July 10th and July 24th for the.
Okay, same role though, right?
Do we want to vote again? Let's vote again, one more
Yeah.
time, just for those 2 dates. I'm an aye. For that, John?
I'm an aye.
Aye. That's an aye. Joanne?
It's a nay for the 2 dates with alcohol, yay, yes for all 4 dates being approved for park.
So that's the motion, approved 3-1.
Got it.
As written.
Can I ask
As
a quick
amended.
question on that, sorry, just for the town council part, if, say, how do we, cause I have to apply for that, for that town hearing. I'm just wondering how I'm gonna word that you only approved 2 out of the 4, so then I have to go back for the other 2, I'm just not sure how that would work.
Well, the town council has the prerogative to supersede what the rec commission has
Oh,
voted
okay.
on.
Didn't know that.
This is the rec commission's stance. It goes to the council will be aware of that, and they can choose to accept the recommendation by the rec commission, or they can choose to decide to either approve or not.
Approve them all or not approve them at all?
Correct.
Got it, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, we can move on.
Thank you.
We have other
Thank
visitors,
you.
so thanks guys for coming in. But these are tough.
And good luck pulling everything together.
Yeah.
Thank you. And some prayers for the
Yeah, weather is another whole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Great.
Make or break it. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you.
Hey.
Very nice, thanks.
You're good.
Hello. Hi there, these guys are.
I think I walked right past you walking in.
Communication.
You might have paying attention.
Council,
How you doing, Johnny? I'm good. How are you
John
guys?
and Jess.
Good.
Megan, up under
Oh, on the left,
correspondence.
okay.
Yeah.
So next on the agenda is D, correspondence and public comment. We had a letter from, no, that's not these guys, right?
Yeah.
John and
Yeah.
Jess Megan.
Letter from John and Jess Megan requesting consideration use rental of Town Beach parking space to operate sauna on location, LLC for pre-reserved private rentals. What's this one about?
So John and Jess are both here, and they are here to basically tell you a little bit about their business. Their letter does give you a pretty good overview, but they're here to do that, and then the rec commission can decide to refer anything back to us if you're so inclined to consider renting a portion of the beach parking lot for this type of activity, but you can certainly
Sure.
hear
Yeah.
from them.
Hi.
Yeah,
Welcome.
so
Thank
we're
you.
just looking for access to the lot. We have been at a bunch of different locations, Bonnet Beach Club, Galilee, George's, private residence. We're going to Charlestown Fire Department tomorrow for wellness and health for sauna use. So it's really a connecting part of the community, and we would love to be, we live right here. Our sauna's parked up at the top of Mumford Hill. Probably drive by it all the time.
I've seen it.
Yeah. And it's not huge. John has some photos if you want to.
Just kind of give you an idea of what we're showing you.
We
that
would have
can
brought it
do.
in as a show and tell, but.
That would've been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been.
Exactly.
John built that trailer.
There's this. Oh, here we go.
So.
And you
That's our sauna coverage
only have
now.
I shouldn't say
Yeah.
only. You have one or more than one.
We have.
We have one that's mobile, and then we have our own private
Yeah.
one, but we're not gonna bother you
So-
with that.
We're on a
You
trail.
can come
You
over
can.
and do that with the guys.
They're small. It's still not a great picture. I'll get better at this.
And you have a website?
We do.
So for our viewers at home, if you'd like to see photos, you can go to the website.
Yeah,
Yeah.
saunaonlocation.com.
Yeah.
So, this is.
You have great stuff on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
follow
it's
us on
really
Instagram.
Yeah.
It
And how many people
requires
fit?
6 to 8, depending
6 to
on
8.
the size, yep. It's fully wood burning, so no power needed from anywhere else, fully self-contained. We take up the spot of like a parking space. My truck is the same size as Rex's van. So between that and a 16-foot trailer, like that's all the space we require. Sorry, I didn't get that.
Yeah, like, I'm just thinking about it, like, if you guys
And
do this at
so,
the surf breaks in the fall.
What are we charging
Yeah,
people?
so this is at George's Gallery.
For-
We do
for
a cold
you
plunge
charge-
there.
So we
For the
so we
sauna.
would basically do it as a
So,
private
yeah,
rental.
2
Well,
hours.
I don't know if everyone wants to
Second
hear this.
now.
Hang on one second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really cool.
You built this?
And this
Yeah,
is not
it's
for
a kit.
approval
There's some
tonight?
other stuff here you can just-
Oh, good.
I've
This
seen them
is
in
simply
Minnesota. I've seen
For you
builds
all
like
to,
this.
Be
you know,
aware.
what
We were
this
just
is,
at,
and then
Newport.
whether or not you wanna refer it back to staff
Oh, yeah, this
to
would be so
explore.
great after surfing.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah,
Especially in the
what
winter.
fit for a revenue generator or.
So this was.
So we go in part of our parking lot, if you haven't, have you
No, I
thought
get
of
it.
the place?
Yeah, it was really cool, so.
In the
not-
parking lot?
not
It's cold.
necessarily.
Is your
Black
dad
days.
John Megan
I'm
too?
sorry, but
He's a.
Yeah, just hang on one second.
Yeah.
But he
Let's
has
get started.
passed.
I know
Yeah,
this
that's
is
a friend named John
recording
Megan
and
back
it's,
in the day.
it's not.
No, this is important question. So
This is kind of the size of this. We're just a barrel sauna.
Yeah.
It's really attractive looking.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
people
it's-
love it.
You know, it's a
Yeah.
nice little way to
I've noticed
spend a
it
couple
up on
hours
the
for
mountain.
yourself, your body.
Absolutely.
On Maverick Hill. Okay, proud.
So
Joanne, your question again was,
Like, do we have a area of the parking lot that you were interested in renting?
anywhere.
And-
yeah, so people just like to do like the ocean plunge and then
Yeah.
come out and have the sauna and do kind of cycling through. And so basically it would be private rentals. So if, you know, you wanted to have some friends and you all wanted to be at the beach and then sauna, which happens a lot, you'd be surprised once people know that this exists. They're like, yeah, I want to do it. Then they would rent it from us. So there's no like transactions with the town. It would just be completely us privately, and then they would utilize the sauna. As you know, one possibility, we would be open to having, you know, if you wanted to do something more community-based and do like after the yoga class or something, have an hour availability for drop-ins for sauna. You know, we would also entertain doing something like that. But for the most part, we would just like to have like open access to the lot to be able to park and have people utilize the beautiful wellness of the sauna. Because it's not, you know, people around here don't have saunas a lot. It's very unique, but
but it's such a wellness and health experience that I think this community is lacking.
And so what you're, just to clarify, you'd be talking about, you would book the reservation ahead of time.
Yes.
And then you would notify the department, you'd notify us, all right, we want to have a spot at the beach on this date. It might be, we might say, well, we need to know 2 days in advance or something.
Yep.
And then we have scheduling software, we could run it through that. You could actually go right on and schedule it, and then Lincoln would approve it and kind of do it that way as kind of a rolling. And we talked about maybe, all right, during these months of the year, you know, that would be feasible because the gate wouldn't be locked in the morning, and we could even set hours ahead of time. All right, we would be able to do this during these hours of the day, whether it be the morning or the evening, and those would all be preset.
These aren't walk-ups, right? These are reservation only, so it could be someone making a reservation, not even going to the beach, they could just drive up and do your sauna parked at the beach lot.
Oh, I see.
Right.
So you're saying not beach related, sauna related?
It's sauna, you're requesting to park in the beach parking lot, right? So, but it's reservation only.
Right, anyone who's going to rent it for our cost and have it at the beach would probably use the ocean too, you know.
Well, why would it have to be at the beach then? I guess that's my question.
Well, she was just saying that they like to do the plunge in the water.
They like to
thing.
go in the water and then come out and have it.
But they'd have to pre-reserve it. It's not do the plunge, oh, I'm gonna run over to the sauna and do the sauna. They
I'm
can't.
not sure
They'd
what
have
your
to
question
Yeah, we're not understanding the question. So
Yeah.
like 5 people
It's
rent a
not
sauna.
walk up.
It's not
No,
walk
no,
up.
it's like, I know that you 5 people rented the sauna from us. I am there the whole time.
Right.
I'm always on site. When that thing's in a public area, I'm always there. So there's always supervision. So it's not like Bob from over there can just like come over and jump into a sauna session.
But he could if he made a reservation ahead of time, right? So I could, I'm sitting at home, I wanna do a sauna, I get my car, drive down to where you're parked at the beach lot, do the sauna, and then.
No.
No, we make the reservation first.
No.
That's what I'm saying, I make
It's
the
$500,
reservation.
it's $400 to rent the sauna.
Okay.
So you're gonna pay for it.
That's what I'm saying, right, I'll make the reservation, but I'm at home.
Yeah.
I know that you're down at the beach, so I'll drive down to the beach. I'm just like, what's in it for the town?
I think they would only go down to the beach because you made the reservation.
Oh, and I'm saying. to go
Correct.
there.
We're not
Okay.
there just like
That's why I threw out-
soliciting.
That's what I'm asking, right?
That's
Like,
why I threw out the
Continuously.
number, like, someone's not gonna just be like, oh, here's $400 to jump in your sauna for 10 minutes, like,
Yeah.
it's a pre-registered thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
like
would
we
be a
have
special
like a
use
window of
rental.
like 2
We would
days
rent
before you
space to them.
can rent it.
Oh,
I
Like, there's a
mean, we
booking.
could do drop-ins, like, it's possible, but that's not what we're kind of, like, if we did, we would set up down there for 2 hours, and people coming out of the surf and things like that who wanna get in the sauna, then they could do, like, okay, it's X amount of dollars to jump in the sauna. And that would be also, you know, we could do that as a business model.
I think people will see it and will come over and wanna do that, it might be.
But that's not how you're set up now.
That's not how we're set up.
Right.
We're set up for like a private, like,
Right.
it's a private
Right.
party situation.
Yeah.
So I think it's something that there's a lot of things we could talk about what might work, what might not work. This evening was for you guys
Yeah.
to get an idea of what the business
Sounds good.
is, and if you are inclined, you can certainly refer it back to staff, and then we would have a conversation with John and Jess and see how it may work. It is another special use rental, similar to like South County Boot Camp for Women, where they rent Broad Rock. What was the other one we were talking? Field of Artisans rents a spot
Yeah.
there. So it's a very special use kind of thing. So we would have to come back to the commission with a proposal that would be amenable to the town, that would work with the beach schedule. And just to set the kind of the tone here, most of this would be outside of the beach season.
That was my
Shoulder
next question,
season.
yeah, what was?
Because the gate is locked overnight, it's just not something that we can see immediately immersing into the July, August beach schedule. maybe an evening occasionally, but because of the parking situation, even in the evening at the beach, when it's a beautiful evening, people hang around. But there's certain opportunities, and if it's a good fit, and if it's a wellness type of business that aligns with
Yeah, similar
what
to
what
the
our
yoga,
mission
yoga and
is,
the gong baths.
and could be a revenue generator for the department if we have the opportunity to rent a small spot at the beach for something like this. But this is a special use. It's a one-off. It's a local business. It's something that we could consider if the commission feels like you want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all in favor of that. Is that something that we would make a motion to vote on to refer it back to staff?
Yes, you could, yeah, just so that it's on the record.
And then on the next, or
And
at
then we
your
would
purview to
revisit, yeah.
put it on the
We'd
next
meet with-
meeting's agenda.
If you don't, I'll make that motion.
I don't know if I'm supposed to, if I
Yeah,
can
but-
make
I'll second
motions.
it. I'll second it, and I'll support, exploring it further and finding out more. I think having the right spot could be key too, and I'm a little more comfortable with spring and fall, or a little bit more off-season to start at least.
All right, motion by John, seconded by Joanne. Any further discussion? All in favor of referring it to staff?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Hearing none? So moved.
It's a little easier.
All right, thanks
Good luck
guys.
with your
Yeah.
business. It's supposed to be very healthy, I know. I read
Yeah.
My
Can
son
I ask
swears
a
by it.
question? So what's the next step? I kind of thought this was the
The approval.
next step.
No,
Okay.
so we will set a time to meet with you all, and then we'll discuss what is feasible in terms of dates and times.
Like
And then it would
logistics.
be a presentation back to the commission, because it is a special use rental of town property, and they would have final authorization.
Okay.
So that would be at next month's meeting.
Okay. All right. And do you see any anything that we should think about considering, like red flags or anything, or just?
Like, does anything concern you guys?
No, I don't have any concerns.
My only question would be, like in the off-season, the restroom's closed, and we don't keep porta johns at the beach. Is that? would that
Hasn't
be-
Not
been
been
an
a problem
issue.
yet. Like I said,
Okay.
we've been in Mackerel Cove during the dead of winter a couple times, Georgia Galilee.
However people deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do on your bike?
Yeah, no, we haven't even had that, that surface
I do
once.
have a quick question. Is it hot to the touch? Like
No.
The only thing, when you're inside, obviously, everything's at 180 degrees. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Very
like
hot.
the stove is hot, 'cause
Yeah,
it's
sure.
like stove, but you know not to touch that. They don't need to touch that anyway.
Yeah, I was just thinking of people passing by.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you
Put
can,
their
like,
hands
while
on it
that
or
thing is
something.
piping, you can put your hand right
Yeah.
on it.
Okay,
The stack is at the top, so there's no chance of touching anything
okay.
like that.
Don't want anybody burned.
No. And there's no waste. There's no like residue or anything that comes out
Garbage,
of it.
nothing,
And
no heat from the bottom.
How long do you have to let it burn down before you can transport it?
I shut the door, and the other weekend when I left Newport, there was enough coal in there that I got home and threw some logs back in there and fired it right back up and went for an hour session myself.
Yeah.
So it actually it travels really well. I wouldn't travel with like full burn,
Yeah.
but normally I'll start cutting it back like 20 minutes before the end of like the 2-hour session that we're at someplace, and then it's just coals by the time I'm dry.
Yeah.
I do check the mirror occasionally.
It
Thank
sounds,
you.
yeah, I love it. But it
Fully
sounds-
insured and everything, right? I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I think you three figure out the details, and any red flags or concerns, I think, come up and get fixed then, I'm assuming. So, it looks awesome.
It is awesome. We've often, which probably would also slide into the Park and Recs thing, about like maybe a couple of night at Cross when it gets cold.
Yeah.
Like like after cross riders, and they have that nasty chill. Like
This would be
pop
really
in there.
nice if we had my town pool too.
Mm.
Down the road.
And,
Town hockey rink, we can create that too.
Right,
But
right.
yeah,
So we're
good.
open to, and like Sean was saying, drop-ins, you know, to make some revenue for the department, we're willing to talk about that also, so. that was a
Thank you.
Good
Yeah.
point on your end, so thank you.
Just think, you know,
Yeah, we're pretty open people.
people will see you.
Yeah, and you know,
Wait,
you're
what?
like,
I have to
"Hey."
reserve it? You're not available till tomorrow? You know, it's just, I mean, that's a you problem, not.
Right.
That's a good problem.
But,
Yeah, we're open to working with the town without doubt.
sounds good. All right.
Thank
Good
you.
meeting.
People. Thanks for coming.
Welcome to
Yeah.
stay if you want. We're just gonna
Yeah.
do financial reports
Oh,
next.
no, we're good. Thank you. We're gonna go take a sauna.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Great.
much.
you gotta go home.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
See you both.
All right, moving on, monthly financial reports.
Thanks again, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good
Bye.
see you. See you, John. Thanks, Rex.
Keep checking this fire. My daughter's in Ventura County. Big old fire out there growing right now.
Where?
Ventura County, California.
So I can
It
certainly
was
make this.
a tiny thing a few hours ago. Now it's 900 acres.
You ready?
Okay. Just very quickly, you can see we're, for our programming revenue, we're in very good shape in comparison to last year. We're almost 8% above where we were last year. We've broken the $1 million mark on the program revenue. You'll also see a fairly large uptick in our rec department and self-support revenue and the athletic program revenue. That 120% is very nice to see.
Is there a single reason for that one, or
I'm trying to think of what we've done in the rec center that's
flag?
caused that
No, right?
to
Flags outdoors.
drop in,
A lot of drop-in, a lot of pickleball.
Fencing.
and a lot of
Fencing.
pickleball.
The fencing?
Fencing? It helps.
Mahjong?
Yeah,
Not
Mahjong,
the rec
that's the
center,
new
here
hot
at the
thing.
Guild, but, so overall, we're at 95% of our programming revenue, and this is only as of the end of April.
Wow.
That's great.
So, last year at this time, we were at 88%. And I think we were on Civic Rec by this time, right, Lenka?
Yes.
Last year? So this should be a true comparison. We had to go through a full year of Civic Rec. So we're doing, doing quite well. Again, music is a rock star, pun intended. Exceeding the revenue by 25% already. Most of the guild revenue is almost at 100% or more. So doing very well here, and you can see that every time you come in the building at night. You probably couldn't find a parking space tonight, so those are good things. On the facility side, again, pretty much the same thing. We're up 4% over last year. We're at about 74% of total revenue. Last year we were at 71%. The town beach revenue is up over last year as well by 6%, which is nice to see. And park rental is just about there. We will hit our park rental revenue probably next month, by the end of this month, is what I'm guessing. So doing well on the facility revenue side, and then the or the outside revenue funds, which is really the guild, trust, and endowments, where we are budgeted because we budget that, and it comes right over from the trust funds. We do have some investment income that we seem to do quite well on. I just, we need to be very careful because that can't always be exceeding. If you look at the PDOB investment income, we're at 203% of what we budgeted. So we're doing well on all accounts on our revenue. And if we flip to the next page, we have our expenditures. And right now, we're where we should be. We are 17% higher than last year. Bless you. But that's because we're pretty much full staff. And I'm not really overly concerned of any of these, revenue accounts. Total, expenditures. We're at 76% of our budget for the general fund. We should not have a problem staying within our budget, even though we did have to, pay a lot in overtime for park maintenance this year because of our staffing levels. We did budget for FY 26, 27 and took that as much as we could into account. That was the whole seasonal employee issue. We couldn't get any seasonal staff. In terms of the guild, we're doing fine with the guild budget. There's no issues. You may see that we're at 114% of the music budget, but that is because we're 125% on the revenue side. It's money in, money out. So, and then PDOB is just fine. That's self-sustaining. That's not usually an issue. And the rec center is up at 87%. That's the most lean budget is our rec center. We did have a number of repairs this year, HVAC, some of the basketball motors, different things. But, the building's 9 years old already. So, again, we did take that into account for next year's budget. So we should hopefully be fine as we go into FY 26, 27. Any question on the expense side? And then I mentioned this briefly. These are some of the accounts to monitor, but really it's the seasonal salaries. We shifted that money into park overtime for the most part. We spend it. We're at 3,500, but we did transfer funds this month so that we could cover the hiring of a seasonal staffer in this fiscal year to get through year end, which we have somebody starting in a couple of weeks, right, Rex?
Yeah, a week from
Or next
tomorrow.
Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be a big help, the parks. You've noticed the grass growing? That's what the Parks Division is doing.
What's the fiscal year again?
June 30 ends the fiscal year.
June 30, okay. And the guild maintenance stuff, where is that?
Oh, yeah.
Where are we? Is
The
that part of-
project, that's
yeah.
not part of the operating
Okay.
budget, and that's capital, and that is funded entirely by the guild, interest income account, and the bond that was, part of the
Yeah.
guild improvement.
Okay, that's right.
So, that's going along. I can give you an update under new business if you wanna either add it or we'll just talk about it at some point. Maybe, yeah, I can do that. But that is not part of the operating budget. And, then we have the Friends account, which I don't believe had any activity in April, either expenditures or revenue. I do have a short agenda for Friends after this meeting, for the scholarship award, and then also one financial thing that I think, and I'll just make note of it here. You'll see at the very top of the Friends undesignated, balance is $12,000. That is really over the years been, investment, interest income. And so it's built up, and in the Friends meeting, I will be requesting that a portion of that $2,000 be transferred into the scholarship fund to help build the scholarship fund up. Again, so we have ample money. I mean, the scholarship fund's at $4,100. It's not that low, but I hate to see that balance sit there undesignated, and I think the scholarship fund is worthy fund to move some of those monies into.
And that's just it's still a single scholarship, so, right?
It's a single high school scholarship, but this is also the fund that is used for scholarships for camps and youth programs.
Right.
So yes,
Good.
it's both of those things. And that's the financial report. Any questions?
Do we need a motion?
Yes.
Never.
We'll make a motion to pass the financial reports.
Motion by
Nice job.
Joanne,
Second.
seconded by Matt. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. So move monthly financial reports. F, business, number 1, Old Mountain Field Project status report. I see lots of
Lots of
activity over there,
We're
dirt mounds,
we're
and
very
fences.
excited to see all of the progress. We've got our transformer in, they've got the water line taken care of, the roadway or the easement in that Rhode Island Energy has required is there. The, all of the excavated material down towards Kingstown Road for those utility pieces has been, leveled and lumen seeded so that by 4th of July, we should have grass back in that area, and that's done. So from the roadway, you really can't see that there was a lot of activity, except that right now it's still just soil. And then you can see if you can see from the road, there's a foundation in the ground for the building. Berman is working very diligently. They've excavated for the seating area. And I'm gonna hand it over to Rex, because he's there every morning checking on the progress. So Rex, go ahead.
So unfortunately, well, we knew they were gonna hit some ledge, which they have. They got the first base side of the bleacher foundation done. They got almost directly behind home plate, which is about where we thought they would hit ledge. So they've been about 5 days now with their excavator with a hammer on it, breaking up the ledge. They're moving along. It's a little slower than anybody wanted, but they are moving along. So I would say probably another day of that hydraulic hammer and their excavator, and then they can continue on with the foundation for the bleachers. As far as the building foundation goes, like Terry said, the foundation for the entire building is in place. They've been getting some materials delivered for the building itself, and they are very confident they'll have a good part of the structure up for 4th of July. So people will be able to see what the footprint of the building is gonna look like. They may even have some roof trusses on by then. And they have, in talking to the contractor daily and talking about 4th of July and everything, they assured me that the site will look much cleaner than it does now. We've got piles of dirt everywhere, and they're gonna start doing some grading and get rid of a lot of the debris that's around there now, so that'll help a lot.
High school's still playing games.
They're playing a game
there.
tonight, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
Any issues there, any complaints, and then how's that leading into the Waves season?
The actual baseball itself, other than not having the spectator seating directly behind home plate, has been pretty seamless. You know,
Gets in the camping chair.
it's, you know, for when they need lights or the scoreboard, we fire up the generator. Fortunately, Terry Lynch has been responsible for starting and stopping the generator. He's there for all the high school games. It'll be a little trickier once the Waves start to have staff. Staff will have to start it up, and then we do have building maintenance staff that works into the evening that can go over and turn it off. I'm not saying that'll happen you will have building maintenance staff on every time. We may have to call somebody in, because we really want staff operating that generator.
Yeah, okay.
It's a pretty big deal to turn that thing on and off, yeah, so.
And porta potties over there, you guys supplying?
Right now, we have
Does that change?
We have 5 porta-johns on site right now, 2 over by the tennis courts, and then 3 up on the, kind of on the corner of where the skate park is. So spectators of baseball can use those. Once the Waves start, we thought we may have to increase those a little bit, a couple more.
Is SK250 doing an event at Old Mountain?
Well, they're taking part in the 4th of July.
Okay.
So we're having more fireworks.
Same day, not at different.
Same day.
okay.
It's really just, they call it supersizing the 4th of July event.
Love
But,
it.
so yes, so that's one of the SK250, you know, well, has to be. That's
Yeah,
the day.
the day.
So so they'll be there. Yes.
So high school Waves, 4th. What, any other
We have
events?
camps.
The
We have
camps will
baseball
be
camp,
there.
but it has been, the access has been, it's been fine.
Yeah.
We have some parking that's been taken over, but it hasn't been a huge impact that I've been made aware of. People are parking on the road, Kingstown Road. what do we say, 15 spots are taken up right now?
Yeah, I think we lost about 15 spots with this.
I mean, you definitely visibly see more parking along the road when you
Yeah.
normally wouldn't,
Mhm.
just driving by, people playing pickleball
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, the public has been very good about,
Yeah.
understanding. I think people are very pleased to see the activity there, and
Yeah.
as are we, and hoping that October is the time frame that it will be done.
That mountain bike racing is done, right? Is that just winter?
Cyclocross?
Yeah, that's just October, usually October, November, and maybe one
Okay.
day in December.
That'd be a fun track now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a side note, having to do with 4th of July, we have been dealing directly with public safety on how the circulation of people will work in the park during the 4th of July, because that is of concern. There is that area between the softball field and the baseball field where the crowd would normally walk back and forth. That is shut down. So we have, actually we were on site today with the police and EMS. We are taking steps to open up sections of softball field fencing so that if there were to be an emergency where people had to exit quickly, en masse, that there would be many areas of egress from the softball field, from the baseball field, but going through that alleyway between the two fields is not an option. So very aware of that, and the police and fire and EMS are very aware of it, and they've taken great pains to go out and look at the site and advise what we need to do. There is an expense associated with it, but it's really not an option. We want to make sure that that event is as safe as can be despite a construction site.
How's accessibility been affected? It's still wheelchair accessible
It was never easy in a wheelchair.
parking?
No,
Has
right.
that changed or gotten worse, I guess?
Yeah, I mean,
Current-
I've wheelchaired there from home in the past, and
Mhm.
it's not easy.
No, it's not easy, and we
No,
recognize that, and that's why the
Yeah.
master plan, it's important that we look down the road past this phase of the project
Yeah.
and try to get people to understand that it's gonna cost a lot of money, but if we really want to be fully accessible in that park, we need to commit funds to make that happen in phase 2 and phase 3. We will have, parking in the lot for, ADA parking, for the 4th of July, but still, even with the parking, it is still not
No.
an easy, easily navigable area.
Yeah.
So it's, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of options
Yeah, no, that's life.
at this point, but
Short term.
short term.
Semi-unrelated, just, I mean, thinking about the softball fence, maybe a conversation for another time as well, but, does the new building and the new seating area necessitate rethinking where that softball outfield fence is and pushing it in?
Rex was bringing that up a little bit. No, it doesn't necessarily, but you had a good point.
Yeah, and I see, because of the grading where the height of the building and everything, and the pitch down to the fence, it's gonna be a pretty narrow space between the edge of the building and the outfield softball fence. And knowing the groups that use that field, I could see in the future that fence coming in maybe 20, 30, 40 feet, which would give a lot more green space on the outside of the field, and it would be adequate space for whatever groups we have using the field now.
The slope would be on the outside of the fence,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That as well.
Yes,
Not in
exactly.
left field?
I don't know if it would come all the way down to the bottom of the slope. And another thing about that outfield,
Monster.
we do use that because it's a lighted field, we use that for flag football. And if we
Okay.
brought that fence in too far, then it would take away the ability to use that as flag football.
So we're
Great.
pleased with the
Yeah,
progress.
it's good. It's
Finally.
nice to see progress.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to number 2, proposed policy regarding access to municipal facilities and parks by registered sex offenders post supervision.
This is the third time this has been on the agenda, and
Missed
there's
the last
been
2.
a lot of thoughtful conversation about it. we were hoping to have a full 5-member body to discuss it, but it's fine that we don't. I do think with us going into the summer season with summer camps at the rec center in particular, this policy will help to help the rec center staff to be able to monitor, and bear in mind that this is strictly for people who are post-supervision. This is not for people who are actively being supervised and on the sex offender registry.
Right.
I did have another conversation with the chief of police, and I think I shared with you the email that he sent back to me, which was, he agrees, you know, that we can't completely restrict someone from using public facilities if they've, I'm reading his words, if they've completed their sentence. So focusing on keeping them out of youth programs and youth areas makes sense. Overall, this looks reasonable to me, and I'd support moving forward with it. So the chief's aware of it. I would ask that you give it your consideration tonight. We can always amend it, and we talked about this last month, but we're in a position where we feel like it's an important policy to have. It gives us a little, or more than a little, but it gives our staff the ability to say to somebody, if necessary, I'm sorry, you can't be in this area right now. There's youth programming going on. And we have a person or two who have, you know, been participating in adult programs that do go to the rec center. So we really want to be mindful of that and have something to point to of our own policy, so that it doesn't have to be, you know, a call to the police when the person's not really doing anything wrong. We just want to be able to say, this is our policy. Or if parents come to us and say, hey, well, how is this possible? We're aware that, because we typically will get the emails from the police department that say, so-and-so either works in town or,
Yeah. So these people that are post supervision are still on like the library bulletin boards and things like that, or I'm not sure how. I'm not sure how.
I don't know if they're on the bulletin boards, but any community organization, school department, places where there are youth activities, we do get it's a notification for the police department. They are not saying that this person has done anything wrong. It's just, this person is on the registered sex offender registry.
Right.
They are post supervision, making you aware of it. And there is a photo.
And that just means someone is not on parole anymore.
Correct, that
Yeah.
they've done their full
Their full sentence.
time. Correct.
This policy is new, right? Or are we amending? an
No,
existing-
this is new,
Yeah.
and I have made a couple of edits to it that make it a little clearer in terms of it being for post-supervision people only. And it's really about the areas internally, yes, the parks too, but it's much more likely that we're going to recognize that someone's in the building, in this building, or in the rec center, or wherever. And then we always have the ability to go back and change it if we feel this, you know, it's too complicated or we can't adhere to it. We do have in this policy, it indicates park areas, so restrictions, this is section 6, restrictions in youth activity areas. Registered sex offenders shall not knowingly enter or remain within designated youth activity areas while such areas are being used for youth programming. And that's playgrounds during active use, youth sports fields during youth events, summer camp activity areas, youth recreation activity rooms, and gymnasiums. So those types of spaces, libraries. This is also, we have been in touch with the director of libraries, and they are also part of this. I think the policy title is access to municipal parks, libraries, and community centers.
Has this been reviewed by legal counsel?
It has, and it's been reviewed by the solicitor, and it's also been, like I said, reviewed by the chief of police, who supports it.
And then how's the appeal process work? So a person is escorted off property, they can appeal
So that is
Written-
where it would have to be something that they would appeal in writing, and then we would likely get the solicitor's office involved.
Okay.
Because we can't,
I see the
you know,
appeals.
if the scenario is such that this person feels like they had a right to be somewhere, and we didn't, you know, we would bump it up to legal.
And this is you, basically.
I'm sorry?
The appeal would go to you. to make
Yes.
that decision.
Yep.
Good,
That's
I was
correct.
glad to see that in there.
I think you've spent a lot of time and been very thoughtful about this policy, and I think you've done a really good job getting legal counsel, input from the police department, and definitely inclined to try to support you guys.
Yeah, it's somewhere to start. I do think it's,
You have to make a move. I mean, it looks to me like Moynihan kind of had it both ways in his response. You know, he says we can't completely restrict someone from using public facilities, but go ahead. You know,
well,
like,
but we can't, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we
so
allow
we can't, that
people in the rec
that
center.
completely is, I guess, the key term.
Correct, that's correct. It's accurate, actually, so.
Yeah. So what is this like? And I'm 100% for this policy, but how does it work at the level of someone, your staff at the rec center, say, or I mean, obviously anybody that signs up for programs is going to go to work in your programs or volunteer in the programs. They're going to be vetted completely, but the staff at the rec center, say, they'll have there'll be a file there that they have to look through when they take on the job and be like, these are the people who may come here, who we have to make sure are not on the court when there's youth basketball going on, or when there's, I'm just curious
Yeah,
how
so
it
what
plays
we would
out.
take what we get from the police department that says, here's the individual, and we do have it, I know the rec center there's posted in the staff area, so they can potentially recognize somebody who may fall into that category. And I believe if we don't at the Guild, we should.
It's in the back mail.
It's in the back
But it's
mail,
just
okay.
the QR code.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Scan that.
So the staff would.
It seems like all staff should be apprised, like.
Yes, once
on a regular basis.
the commission has blessed this, we would have a training session with staff to say, okay, here is the new policy. If you recognize that there's someone in the building at a time when there's youth programming going on, or in proximity to youth programming, that there would be it would be run up the flagpole to management to then address it.
I'll make a motion to pass this access to municipal parks, libraries, and community centers by registered sex offenders post-provision policy.
It's a mouthful.
Motion by Joanne.
Rolls right off the tongue.
I can second the motion.
Second by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, so moved.
Thank you for working on that, Terry.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hopefully we never have to use it,
Right.
But you need it
But
in
we-
place.
we-
You absolutely.
We need
like,
it.
this is-
I can hear the parents, at some point saying, well, what do you do if,
Yeah.
Right.
here's what we do.
Hopefully it's rare.
Mm.
All right, new business. G1, facility rental request by CTC for special use of Saugatuck Park on August 28th, 29th, and 30th for Ocean State Renaissance Fair.
So this was placed on the agenda for discussion last month because, is it Austin? Is that his
Yes.
name, Rex? Austin, who represents the Contemporary Theater and is kind of the coordinator of this event, was there. He gave a very thorough overview of what the event is. They did run this last year over the weekend, and it was quite successful. So he presented the same type of level of security and trash and porta-johns, and the setup is a little bit different this year, but it's still within the confines of the park. They too will have it fenced off. It is a fundraiser for the Contemporary Theater, so they do sell tickets. But he did say that if there were people that weren't at the park for that reason, they would allow them to traverse the park and come into the That was a question last year, because we did have, people
It was
asking,
Pretty tight, like, I don't know
Why
if anybody
do
would
we-
even know that. They
Yeah.
have, like, the way you go in, it's cordoned off, and then you have the table there,
yeah.
you know?
Oh, on the pedestrian bridge side?
Yeah.
But they would not turn anybody away, but if they're dressed in
Yeah,
Renaissance
yeah,
fair
exactly.
outfits, they're gonna charge them for a ticket. But it is a fundraiser for the Contemporary Theater, and, relatively speaking, they were good, you know, they
Yeah, they were excellent
cleaned
last
up.
year. And
I went last year, it was great,
Did their
like,
thing.
it was great, I loved it. My only thing is, and I mentioned it already, the line of porta johns was like right behind the.
We'll make a note of that.
Yeah, I think that was just.
That's not appropriate, yeah.
No.
They didn't serve alcohol, right?
No, they do not serve alcohol.
And they ran out of turkey legs, so
Oh.
they must have more turkey legs
meat?
to accommodate the crowd.
And as long as you're good with the fire that he was mentioning.
We did discuss after to have an above-ground enclosed fire pit and not dig a hole in the grass.
That would be good.
I am comfortable making a motion to approve this, provided that you're comfortable with it, you're comfortable with it.
My only question I asked earlier about the school is, just with these big events, is that back side of the school with the broken windows and whatnot, that's pretty well secured, or?
I think what's happening is windows get broken, they board them up.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed a lot
Yeah,
of
that
them.
has been being addressed,
Right.
by the facilities people, I know that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think before too long, that entire back of the building will be boarded up.
I think so,
Yeah.
This isn't a fee waiver, right? They are,
No, it's not. This is not a fee waiver.
Nope.
so they
And
will be.
it's
They're-
basically 3 full days.
Yes,
Of
the
the
Friday is set up,
So they're paying.
and then Saturday and Sunday all day.
Okay, good.
All right, we got a motion by John. I'm gonna recuse myself from this vote because my daughter works at the Contemporary Theater, so there's a little conflict there, so. The second.
I have worked there, but I don't really work there.
Oh, she's
I'll
there.
second
but-
it.
Did you already make a motion?
John made a motion.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, second.
you second that, okay.
Seconded by Matt. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none? So moved. 3-0. 3-0. Okay, new business 3, request from SK High School student G. Palmieri to relocate bike path mural pieces that were displayed on the Arnold Lumber Building along the bike path to the town fence adjacent to the William O'Neill Bike Path in Peacedale as part of her senior project. So Arnold Lumber Building, I remember those.
If you recall, there was a mural of wooden images
Yeah,
of
yeah.
children and holding balloons, and that was done through Steve Wood's,
Concrete couch.
Concrete Couch, art company, nonprofit, and he coordinated that with student volunteers and volunteers from the community, and it was very colorful and attractive. It's since kind of faded, and so she took it, Grace, had all of the pieces repainted. I don't know if I added photos in here or not. And wants permission to reinstall the piece, but in a different section, and she's been working with Rex, I'm gonna hand it off to you, Rex, for a location, and it seems like a good location.
Yeah, that's the section of bike path behind Taste Right, where there's a number of murals already on the wall. There's
Oh, yeah.
there's a big
Yeah.
mural on the back of like where the Mythic Bike Shop is.
Yeah, and then there's one right behind the youth center.
Yeah, so there's there's a lot of art along that
And there's
section.
been that empty thing there for quite a while.
Yeah, we've got the that big wooden fence, which there's nothing on, and it seemed like a really good spot to mount this.
Yeah.
So I would work with her and just make sure everything is mounted securely, didn't damage the fence. But, yeah.
Definitely, bring more art to the art walk.
More.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And she already did work, and she already had it recolored
Yeah.
and everything, so.
The one thought was she could do it on where the Johnny Cake Youth Center is. There is a fence there, but it's kind of set back off the bike path, and you know, if she did it on that private property, it wouldn't require approval from the commission, but she really felt strongly about having it more visible from the path, And so that's why we brought it to the commission, just to get final approval.
It's a nice idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Joanne,
I can second that.
seconded by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, so moved.
So how does it work after we say that? Do you call her tonight? They passed it.
Not
Just
tonight.
watching.
Yeah, she could be watching. No, she couldn't be here tonight. She was sorry she couldn't. She had something.
She's got a senior event.
Yeah.
Going on. Yeah.
But Rex has been in touch with her, so she'll be.
She'll get an email tomorrow.
Love senior projects. More. We need more of them.
Yeah, great
Eagle
one.
Scouts and Gold Awards too, please.
Especially good ones.
All right, so number 4, new business discussion regarding security video cameras in parks and public access to live feed. Juicy.
Yeah.
So this topic had come up, a resident had talked to one of our town council people who they were interested in, they go to the dog park, and wouldn't it be great to be able to see how busy it is, or who's there, you know, so that they knew whether or not they would want to bring their dog to the dog park. Currently, the only live feed camera that we have within our parks that people can look at it on the web is the one at the town beach, that URI, and I forget the name of the weather, they're affiliated with like
NOAA.
coastal erosion. I don't think it's NOAA, but it's something like that, where you can go on and you can see it live, like the Narragansett Town Beach.
Mm-hmm.
We do have cameras on top of the pavilion that are not live feeds. We are able to internally access those to see condition of the parking lots. It's a security level thing.
The pavilion at the beach.
The pavilion at the beach, right. There's also a camera, you may remember, I don't know if any of the others are on the commission then. The Dog Park Association originally appealed to the commission to have video camera at the dog park to monitor the parking lot and the dog park. They felt very strongly that they needed that. We have a camera there. It did have the video recording piece was faulty for the last, I don't know, few months or whatever. That's been replaced. So that is not a live feed camera. That is simply a camera that records, and then if something happens and the police need to, you know, somebody files a police
Right.
report, oh, my car got broken into, they can review the video. What this constituent was looking for is more of a live feed, like, wouldn't that be great? There's pros and cons to live feed cameras.
Yeah, if they're far enough away that you can't really tell who the people are, I guess it's okay, but I don't know.
That's what I'm worried about, like litigiousness.
I'm at that dog park every day now. We
Are
just
people
got
going to be
a
like
dog.
recording dog fights and suddenly using that and pointing them out and bullying people online? Like, I don't know. I just feel like
I think it
There's
is
some
a discussion
concerns
to be
there.
had, and it opens the door to, okay, where else do we want cameras?
yeah.
And how does the public feel about somebody who might go to the dog park every day knowing that
Yeah, it's like a bad hair day. You don't want people.
somebody can.
Exactly.
We had Jeff suggest that we may want to put a similar camera like we have at the Town Beach Pavilion on Old Mountain Field, because we have had some issues occasionally, but again, that is not a public live feed, that is for security purposes. So there's a number of layers here that
Yeah.
really need some thought about whether or not you want to go down this path in our parks. I love, it'd be really nice, people can see beautiful
No
parks,
doubt.
but
For sure.
I mean, they
Or
can
just
go
watching
on
dogs. Like I could watch
MapQuest and
dogs
see
for
aerial views of.
And people will link it. I mean, if there's I don't know if there's I don't have Facebook or anything, but if there's a Facebook group for the dog park, people will link the camera to that, and then once you have something like that that's linkable, don't you kind of lose
Yeah,
control
we
of it a
do,
little bit?
like I said, we do intend to eventually connect the camera that's there now to the police department, similar to our rec center cameras. We
Mhm.
do have cameras in the rec center. people know that that's a safety issue because we don't have staff in the gym every minute of every
Right.
day.
And notice,
And, I'm sorry?
and notice if we're putting a live feed camera, not security related, but more just a live feed, I feel like there needs to be notice there.
Yeah, oh, there would have to be signage that
Signage
that
says-
says that, but this is really for discussion purposes. I have not yet really talked to the chief about it, or IT, like our IT department would need to be involved with it. And if we have this, live feed, what are the implications of that? People could, say this is violating their privacy, that type of thing.
How much interest has there been? You mentioned a constituent. Is there one constituent? Who is interested?
That's as far as I know.
Okay.
So it was
One
an
person who's
idea.
interested in a
Yeah.
live feed.
Yeah.
Okay.
In-
I think given the amount of conflicts that could create, I think it's a nice idea, but I would rather keep our cameras for security reasons rather than bringing them public at this point. Unless it was like have you seen the ones that focus on an osprey nest or something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that? If there was
right,
something
right.
of interest in our parks that
Mhm.
was like an osprey nest or something like that,
Mhm.
that was more general, but I don't know about posting people or even people and their pets. It's a nice idea, but I think it could get complicated.
And there's a cost involved with this, I think, correct? Converting to a live feed camera from a security one, or?
There is, there's a cost involved in the camera anyway, but I honestly don't know what it would cost to run a live feed.
And then your guys are on camera doing their job. How do they feel about that?
That hasn't been discussed
Yeah.
and it could go to the union level.
You got a really nice guy there too.
It could come up in a union contract. Yeah.
I met one of the guys who he's doing mowing and stuff at the dog park. He's friends with my neighbor, and he's just a really nice guy.
They're all really nice guys.
I am happy to wait until there's more of a desire for this before we talk much more. It sounds like we're all a little hesitant about this. But I
And
can
to
see
be
the
clear, there is a
convenience.
camera there, and it's not a
Yeah,
live
it's not public.
Right.
And in the
And then
event
what are
that-
other towns doing? Does this exist in other towns, dog parks?
There was a reference to a town in, I think it was Salem, Mass, that has a live feed of the dog park in particular. I don't think that's
our
a
neighbors.
common thing.
Yeah.
I can see the ocean, the beach thing, but
Sure.
again, that isn't,
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise putting our live feed, our camera on top of the pavilion on a live feed. You can see people coming and going, you can see vehicles,
Right.
you can see, so it's something to think about. I do think there's reason for, if we identify areas that we feel like we need security in, that we should have the ability to say, we think we need, cameras here for, monitoring, and then just in the event that something happens, the police have a feed that they can.
Right.
And that's not public access.
And that's,
And this is a
it's not
different,
public access.
different situation.
And that's why we put the one in the dog park originally. It was for
Yeah,
security
and even
reasons.
then, there was a lot of discussion around,
Yeah.
is this really necessary? But, we had people coming to us saying, somebody, did something to my car, I wanna see the camera feed. We said, you have to go to the police for that. If you think something happened, you need to file a police report, and the police will act. We do not access that video unless it's at the request
Public
of
access
law
points,
enforcement.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so for this one,
Do we need a motion?
Yeah.
We had our discussion?
motion to shelve, motion to deny, what?
I don't think we never made a motion about it.
It was really a
Just discussion, okay.
Yeah.
At this point, I think I can certainly go back, and I've had a conversation with the town manager, and I can certainly go back to him and report out what the discussion was at this level. If there's more needed, or if the town council wants some type of recommendation from the commission, we can always bring it back and
Yeah, okay.
put something before you. So, thank you for that discussion.
All right, moving on, number 5, Saugatucket Park Improvement Project, proposed pedestrian lighting design.
So I'm gonna hand this, Rex, are you okay, kinda?
Sure, yeah, jump in at any point.
Throw it.
So, as you recall, town council did approve additional ARPA funds for additional improvements at Saugatucket Park. The two big improvement projects are period lighting along the pathway, and included in that would be electrical upgrades and then water service into the park. Not full irrigation within the park, but water service, so it would be ample enough for future expansion, to water plants as needed, things like that, but just to be able to have a spigot within the park. So in that, we've had some initial discussions and looked at styles of lights that we were proposing, and Deputy Town Manager Luke Murray, he's been involved in lighting projects in his past career with different municipalities, historic landscape restorations and stuff, and he's familiar with companies that offer these lights. So staff, along with Luke Murray, have looked at different options and come up with some possibilities of lights that would fit well within the style of the park, would match the original intent of the Olmsted design, would match very well with the benches and trash barrels that we recently installed in the park. And then once the actual fixture itself is chosen, there would be a layout as to how many light fixtures, poles would be installed into the park. Initially, the light company is recommending a light pole approximately every 60 to 90 feet. But the layout would be how they land near a bench and things like that, where the park intersections are, where the entrances to the park are. So this meeting is really for you to approve the concept of period lighting within the park, and then also Terry has provided a sample of the style of fixture that is proposed.
It might not be that fixture, but it gives you a sense that it's a
Right.
historic, kind of like the ones that are out on the village green.
Yeah,
You know.
it's nice. Very
And that
pretty.
falls within the monies granted?
Yes.
Yes, yep, yeah.
We're not
So
talking
does that-
about, or
does
do
that
we not
convert-
really know until Vision goes out to install it?
Does that amber
We
glass
should-
warm up the LED?
We've got, I think,
These are designed to
Yeah.
take LED lights and wouldn't overheat.
No, but you mean like the
I'm just
color
saying they're like,
temperature?
it's amber glass, so it kind of like warms up the look of the
Yeah,
light.
so it wouldn't be that bright white,
Yeah, that really
blue,
harsh,
blue
yeah.
light, yeah. Yep, it has that.
Yeah, as long as it's amber and not.
Yeah, no, it has that,
Crisp.
and the ones out here on the village green,
Yeah.
those are LED, they're a little whiter, but the newer ones, between the glass and the newer LED bulbs, they have that nice amber,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just installed a bunch on my
Period
fence.
lighting with
Switch it.
bright white.
Yeah,
Extrusion,
Yeah.
the option.
I did notice that.
Yeah, I have an aluminum fence on the fence post. So the same fence,
Yeah.
solar, so you can flip it to.
Yeah, these are
bright
nice.
rather than- It's so much nicer than.
Does this also require a motion?
it would be nice to get a motion that supports the concept of period lighting for Saugatucket Park.
Because what's the alternative, like, just standard?
I think this would be so nice. I think
Yeah.
it'd be
Yeah.
appropriate to the
I think the
homestead.
highway.
Definitely make a
Gooseneck.
motion
I'm
to
happy.
approve the Saugatucket Light Improvement
By
Project.
Joanne,
I can second that.
second by John, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I think also included, Luke really wanted the style of light, like Terry said, it may not be this exact fixture, but approve this historic style similar to this.
Right.
And it
So they'll
could,
take the old
it could be
cast
this,
iron
yeah.
Yeah.
posts,
Right.
yeah.
You ever go to Charleston? They still have the gas lamps there. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
And that's the motion was.
Makes me wonder
Yeah,
this,
support
if
style.
anything used
Yeah,
to be there.
style. And then they'll
What
work
that
out the
was.
details of
However
exactly.
many
No,
years ago.
all the research that we found, there were never lights in the park.
Oh, but you did look, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. We found the original Olmsted plan, the design, and some old photos of the park.
That was when I first started.
And that was the whole thing with what we've been doing to this point. It followed, we have shifted the location of the pathway in a couple of areas to follow the original Olmsted design.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Super cool.
Bringing it back.
The Renaissance Fair.
Right.
All right, 6 departmental staffing update, Parks, Recreation, Senior Services.
Yeah, there's always something new. No, just very quickly, I think I may have reported last month that Emily Brennan is the new Community Events and Marketing Coordinator. She started a couple weeks ago, getting her feet on the ground. We also, I believe Rex announced last month also that Jeff Banks will be stepping into the park superintendent role upon Rex's departure.
He'll actually be in the position officially starting a week from today, a week from tomorrow.
Yes, so for some transition time with.
Shadowing.
Yep.
the-
So we're
Boss.
very pleased
Mhm.
with that. We are in the process of interviewing for Jeff's assistant superintendent position, hoping to have that buttoned up soon as well. We hired a seasonal park maintenance laborer and Main Street, what do they call them?
Streetscape.
Streetscape,
attendant,
part-time
yeah.
person for the season, which we did last year as well. They'll take care of the new pots that are, on Main Street. What else? Mainly that, trash.
Yep, trash, weeding of all the tree wells, litter pickup, just day-to-day maintenance of the entire Main Street area.
Yes.
Yeah, and then with the new trash barrels in Saugatuck Park, it'll actually flow, they'll be responsible for all that part.
Does that go all the way up to like Shaw's and all that area, or does it stop at the CVS area?
It really goes from CVS to like High Street,
Yeah.
with a concentration being from like where Stedman's Bike Shop is to High Street. That's the area where the trash barrels are, the tree wells, things like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen, I mean, I don't wanna go on a tangent here, but have you seen this plan that they have to kind of extend Main Street all the way up to the top of the hill? And like,
Planning,
bring
the old Tower Hill
businesses up?
Road?
Yeah, well,
a few years
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, I just saw
Yes.
it the other, someone showed me the
Yep.
whole thing the other day, I was like,
Yeah,
that's
that's
pretty
long
interesting,
term.
it was really
Yeah.
ambitious,
Yeah.
but I don't know where they are with it.
It's gonna take some time, but
Yeah.
it definitely is trying to expand what exists on Main Street up Tower Hill Road.
Right.
Just a couple of other things. We are just about at full staff for beach.
I was gonna say lifeguards.
Ooh, right? So that's good.
Excellent.
Discovery Camp staff, also we're moving along with filling those positions. I don't know if we have any outstanding still. We do, I think, but we've
For
been
Discovery?
interviewing. Discovery Camp.
We brought on 4.
Okay. And then softball site supervisors, we have those in place, so we're looking good for, getting into the season.
Ducks in a row.
Yep. And did I miss anything on staffing?
Senior services.
Senior services, so Sue's retiring in August.
Oh.
She's the director, and we are in the process of interviewing for a new senior services manager. And we have a part-time position over there that we're looking to fill too at the front desk. So, yeah, we're busy. That's it.
All right, division reports. Recreation Division report.
For the month of April, we were, piggyback off what Terry was saying, we were busy interviewing for all of our seasonal positions. Brought on 4 new lifeguards. We are still interviewing as they come in. We maintain that posting throughout the summer. In the event we need to bring on new guards midsummer, we have that option. We have happy that all 5 of our beach attendants are returning. We have a good number coming back overall for beach staff, as well as for Discovery and the softball site supervisor staff. So beach is ready for this weekend. I'm also glad that the weather for this coming weekend is a little bit calmer than what it was this past weekend.
Yeah.
As beautiful as it was, I like for opening day to ease into it.
Even more of a soft opening.
Exactly. Yeah.
Totally.
But we're excited. We just had our beach training this past Saturday, and it was the most beautiful that I've been down at the beach prior to Memorial Day, so it was very nice out there. And then just focusing on programming. Sadly, we did wrap up our toddler time program. It did have a strong run in the winter, but we do, end of April, we do end it for the summer, and we pick it back up. I believe it's in October again when the weather starts to turn. We did run our April camps. Our rec supervisor, Vinny, he had, I want to say 4 camps running for April. And then we also kicked off our adult softball, our adult softball leagues, tennis leagues, and we wrapped up our winter pickleball league. So we've been busy both inside and outside for rec programming. Any questions?
Sounds great.
I've got a quick one. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
What's department camp? What does
The one that Vinny and our camp staff run. So we hire the camp counselors, they work for the department. So it's a department run camp versus an independent contractor.
I see. Thank you for doing this.
Great, thank you. Park report?
Yeah, so the April report for the parks, this is, Jeff Banks put this report together. He's been providing additional information over the last few meetings, but I let him run with this one. So he provided kind of a list of what's been done over the month of April. We upgraded safety surfacing in several playgrounds. We opened all the park restrooms on time for April 1st opening. We've contracted again this year with M&B Cleaning Service to clean all our park restrooms every day, with the exception of weekends. And then I have staff come in Sunday morning on overtime for a 3-hour shift just to check, so we make sure that we're clean through the weekends and barrels are empty and things. Staff assisted with the Lake Ave kayak launch and rack improvement project, prepping the site for the kayak rack to be installed, and then for D'Ambra, which Mike Stack, the harbor master, did a really nice job of coordinating that project, getting CRMC permitting and hiring D'Ambra to get that project going, and they did a great job. I think that is pretty well wrapped up at this point. Saugatucket Park staff prepared the area for all the new bench pads to go in. They were installed, the concrete bench pads were installed, and then staff installed all of the benches and new receptacles in there. And already we've had a ton of comments on them, and people are using them, so those are great. And then they also did the same thing for the other side of the river, where the river walk is, removed all the old tables, benches, the broken up cobble pads that were there, prepped the area, and then the same concrete contractor came in, poured new bench pads for that side. I'm just waiting now for True North Construction to come in and remove the old asphalt pathway and put new in. They're thinking within the next 2 weeks they should be able to wrap that project up. Town Council approved a contract with M.E. O'Brien for the Nancy Brown Playground refurbishment. Basically that's replacing some worn out broken decks and swings and things like that. We did replace a couple of swings in the meantime just to make the playground safe. So I did just order, I placed an order with M.E. O'Brien to go ahead and get that in the works. Typically they take about 6 to 8 weeks from order time to get the parts and schedule those. So it'll be midsummer probably before that gets wrapped up.
Post retirement.
And then,
You can just chuckle.
and then we were recognized at the Little League opening day, and I discovered that I need to practice my pitching.
The first pitch?
Yeah.
It was you,
They
Rex.
honored Rex.
That was that
Throughout the
special
first
VIP.
pitch.
If I had known, man.
After all those
Yeah,
years.
yeah, my pitching arm is not what it used to be. But it was very nice. It was an unbelievable day. You know, Little League, they had different booths set up, and they had a lot of town officials there, and the police chief, and
Nice.
different, and the EMS chief, and yeah, it was a really great event. And the cool thing is also in the outfield, now that we have that painting robot, Jeff was able to program it to do an SKLL with a big 75.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was
I saw
really
this,
cool.
the stencils in the shed out there.
Yeah.
I couldn't get my kids to. I couldn't talk them into going. I wanted to go.
Yeah.
If I said Rex, they definitely would have come out.
No, it was a really, really nice event. So.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And then, you know, we're just, our day-to-day, trying to keep up with everything now. This time of year is just crazy insane. Just trying to cut grass and keep trash picked up. And, you know, prepping for high school sports. So that's where we're at.
I do love me a pie chart.
Yeah.
Can you tell me which one's the orange for time off and which one's the orange for vacation?
I think, you know, it's a.
Like, for real, I'm actually asking.
It's a work in progress. You know, I'm not sure which is which on that.
I mean, it's one of the bigger
Ballfield's
ones, the time
21.
one.
21%.
Does that seem right?
Rex, while you
Could be.
Okay.
work through this pie chart, the Hanson family spent a lot of time at the town fields recently.
Uh-huh.
Thanks for doing everything. They look great. So shout out to you and your guys.
Absolutely.
And the weather, I guess, but the fields are awesome.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a
They
block.
always
No, no,
have.
no.
And they
Nope.
always are.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Never as good as I
wonderful.
think it could be, but thank you though.
You have
Yeah.
such
The
high
right
standards that
He
keeps
does.
them all so good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
totally.
And it keeps all the guys working hard and trying
We
to
have, I tell
make
you
it all
what, you know,
look good.
I've said this multiple times recently, but we have a really great team right now, in Parks Maintenance, yeah. Yep. We have a lot of really good experience. We have some new people that brought a lot of good experience in. We have some
Good.
younger people that have learned, you know, been with us for several years and are really advancing in their skill, so, yeah.
It's a
It's
nice legacy to leave the town.
Mhm.
Good team, yeah,
Leaving your ship in order.
Absolutely.
yeah, it'll be in good hands.
May I ask two super fast questions? Can you remind me where the Nancy Brown playground is?
That's Wakefield School, Saugatucket Park.
Okay.
It's named
Yeah.
after me.
And Abby Perry Park.
That's out on Santern Road, out in West Kingston.
Oh. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so next meeting is June 15th, 6:30.
Can I bring up one question just before we
Yes,
adjourn?
please.
Go ahead, Joanne.
I was just gonna make a motion to adjourn, so,
Oh,
sorry.
Can you
I-
approve the division reports
Oh.
first?
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
make a
I'll make
motion
that.
to, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Motion by John,
Second it.
seconded by Joanne, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none,
Sorry.
approved.
No, it's okay. I just have a quick question because I work at the youth center, like I probably said before. So I'm around those kids all the time. I think we have 49 kids that are going in there regularly. And they're always asking for expanded hours at the rec center. So many of them are basketball crazy.
Mhm.
And I know Duran had, I don't know if he ever put in an official request, but he's talked about having like a 9 to 11 league night there. He said Taylor Lynch would come and help out with it, and I don't know, how do they go about officially asking for that?
Yeah, I mean, that would definitely go through us and Steve Grunberg, the rec center manager. I think we talked about that, I don't know if there was time.
We only discussed it was like a all-night thing.
Yeah, this
would
Oh, yeah, like an overnight, but even 11 o'clock, we're open
This
until
would be like
9:30 or 9:45, I think, what is it?
9:30.
9:30.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be every week or it was just something the kids all asked me about it all the
Yeah,
time.
yep. So expanded hours at night, you mean? Okay, past 9:30. Okay.
Even just for like a special event.
Yeah, yeah.
Just something to think about.
Yeah, I mean, a special event is something we could consider.
Yeah.
Just the.
Like a league, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
I may also bring up one other super fast thing, hopefully.
Whatever
You had mentioned a guild renovation update.
Oh, sure, yeah, so just, you probably, maybe you saw it when you came in, and unfortunately, many people probably won't notice, but there's been a lot of work done, on the exterior of the building. The roof, the new storm windows, doors, the fire escapes, there's a new staircase now on the secondary entrance. They're doing all the balusters on the little balconies, like all of the trim is being restored and painted. The cupola has a nice new red top that we're still trying to get the color just right on because it looks more pink from a distance. But
The chimneys were repointed.
the chimneys were repointed and painted. They'll be replacing the entire front entrance alcove. They start in June, so that will be the last piece of, and I'm not sure if they'll still be, we do wanna have the building soft washed or power washed, whatever, as the final piece of this, but we're not sure that the budget will handle that. But a lot of infrastructure in terms of the exterior of the building and the envelope of the building. So for us, it's made a difference. We can all open our windows now, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
These are the original windows. They replaced all of the sashes. Is that what they are?
Yep.
What are the weights? They have the weight
The weight
system.
Yep.
The old, yeah, that was
My
no
old
easy
house had
feat.
that.
So, yeah, so they've done quite a bit of work, and
A lot of broken panes they've replaced.
Yep.
Yeah.
she's looking pretty good. Yeah, so
Absolutely.
once it's all done, we'll have some kind of acknowledgement so that people understand that. I mean, I think it was, I don't know, $3 million when all is said and done. About that, but
It's a big old building.
it's a big old building, and now it's been a long time coming to have a
Yeah.
little facelift.
It needed it.
Yep, so.
Well, on that note, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion